What's going on there, guys? Good afternoon. It's the Earthmaster here on the live stream with an update video on this hot Sunday, August 21st, 2022 date. It is about 4:17 p.m. Latest quake shows a 4.5 down here and a little cluster of earthquake movement into the South America region right around Chile. Let's go ahead and check out the activity. It looks like we've got an earthquake coming in there to the Fiji Islands region. We'll check on that in just a second. But for now, we'll go ahead and check out the latest activity across the map here on the USGS scale. This is the last 24 hours of 2.5 and above for the states and the U.S. territories, 4.0 and above for the international community. Little movement down here into the South America region. Again, this is not showing all the earthquakes that are taking place down there. This is just the 4.0 and above. Latest quake activity. It looks like they had a 5.5 overnight, but the most recent one appears to be a 4.5 in the Chile area. Pretty deep, though, at 106 kilometers. And like I mentioned, there is some further activity kicking off in a pretty good swarm along this segment of the Peru-Chile Trench, just not anything above the 4.0 threshold. Looking at the Puerto Rico area, little activity kicking up here around the Dominican Republic, a 4.1 at 120 kilometers deep, and some scattered activity as well throughout the region of Puerto Rico. Looking at the all magnitudes here, doesn't really bump up too much, just a little activity stretching across here around the Virgin Islands and the southwestern portion there of Puerto Rico. Some activity ramping up here outside of the Iceland region along the Reykjanes Ridge area, divergent boundary. Got a 5.1 and a couple other 4s in the mix there in this area of the North Atlantic Ocean. Some activity kicking up, it looks like within the last hour around the Crowder, Oklahoma area. Crowder? Hard one. I know this is near Quinton, I believe, just outside of Quinton. They do get a little bit of swarming out here on occasion, but right now just a 2.0 coming in here just a short time ago. Also, the New Madrid zone seen a 3.1 and a 2.0. Now this kind of sits just to the west out of the seismic zone of the New Madrid area. Let me bring up the hazard map, kind of show you guys exactly where this is at. Of course, the main fault system is going to be right here, New Madrid zone that is, and this activity kind of kicking off here just outside that area, just a little bit, but still definitely associated with that regional stress in that area. Looks like Alabama, little movement this morning time frame, actually afternoon time frame, a 2.4 out there. It looks like around the Sand Mountain area, Brindley Mountain, outside of Huntsville. Not for sure if anybody felt it or not. A 2.4 though will be felt. Doesn't look like anyone reported feeling that quake though. Alrighty, what else we got here? Some movement again out, it looks like around the Texas area and also West Coast. Let's check out the 2.5 and above. Not a whole lot. Got one earthquake down here along the San Jacinto fault zone near the Borrego Springs area. But most of the activity today, all microquakes up and down the state. Eastern Sierra Nevada looking not super active today. No major swarms to report along the west coast currently, and we'll see how that changes though. Alaska, we'll see if it will change. A little bit of movement up into the Gulf here. Seen a couple small microquakes and some activity throughout the Anchorage region down through the Cook Inlet and the Aleutian Trench. Not super active today. Got one earthquake, a little 4.3 out there. Still pretty quiet along the western Pacific Plate in terms of 4.0 and above. Got a little activity throughout the western portion here of the Philippine Plate, and some activity looks like kicking off here in the North Island, New Zealand region. This area has seen a 4.4 earlier this morning time frame at 181 kilometers deep. Now that's looks like it's probably into the Oh, you got the Kermadec Trench, but you also got a subduction zone here called the Hikurangi subduction zone. Looks like it might be associated with that area, but down dip inland and underneath that area, pretty deep. What's up? What's going on up here in Russia? 4.8, and looks like earthquake over here around the Italy area. This one coming in last night. I remember this one popped up there on the board. All right, let me bring up the EMSC model here real quick and take a look at some of these quakes that are kicking up here in the South America region. Latest one shows a 4.5 in the purple circle down here, so looks like kind of looks like that was about 11 minutes ago. USGS didn't report that earthquake yet. It's not showing up, and it is above 4.0. So a little odd, but either way, this I want to bring in this area and check out, see how much swarming is taking place down here. It's definitely a good cluster of earthquakes over the last 24 hours here, mostly in the 3 range, and again, some of those into the 4, but definitely a pretty good amount of earthquake activity kicking up today. Also around the Middle America Trench, pretty active in that region as well. The Tau volcano out around the Manua Islands, American Samoa region. This is the latest seismograph readings here from the raspberryshake.org website, kind of showing the earthquake swarm that's continuing. Some of these look a little bit larger than yesterday. And there's quite a few more of them. So we got to watch this here at the volcano. Again, that's the Tau volcano in the American Samoa region. These are probably up there in the lower 2 range, and there's definitely a lot more of them today than the past couple days. So earthquake swarm is continuing, and it looks like it may be increasing in the magnitude size. This is something you have to watch pretty closely and see if this develops as far as a much stronger swarm goes, but we'll definitely keep an eye on it there at the volcano there in the American Samoa. All right, let's see what else we got here. Yellowstone National Park. I don't believe we got too much going on there. Looks like last night a little bit of earthquake activity, couple. See those little small earthquakes here, but overall no major swarms kicking off right now. And see, there's that activity again. Kind of popping up. I wouldn't doubt it though if it is some type of weather-related environment interference. Let's see what we got for storms up there in the region through Yellowstone. Definitely a lot of thunderstorms, it looks like, throughout the area, and that's pretty consistent around this time of day. As we see that little, it's hard to say, but it gives us these blips on the seismograph here, so to speak, and they definitely don't look like earthquakes, but they're noise, and I'm guessing they're thunder, lightning, all that good stuff associated with all these storms up there throughout the Yellowstone area right now. Shows pretty good cluster of rain and thunderstorms in the right around the West Yellowstone and the northwest corner here of the park. All right, space weather. Let's see what we got kicking off up here. Looks like overnight. Looks like overnight we did have a couple small sea flares, but nothing spectacular. In fact, most of the solar weather activity has been declining here over the last 48 hours, and I'm sure that's going to continue. Looking at the current solar flare threat potential, a new rapidly developing sunspot over here on the northeastern limb is taking shape. 3085 is the newest one, but this one here will be named pretty soon. This one's kind of growing pretty fast as well. These other sunspots that were popping off some M flares over the last week are now decaying and disappearing and rotating out of the Earth view, but we'll definitely watch 3085 and 3086 here as that gets named for future potential flaring Right now, only a 25% chance for a C flare, but as these sunspots are growing, that could be elevated pretty quickly. No major storms to expect here. There's an off and on flow of geomagnetic unrest from coronal holes and whatnot. It looks from the solar wind stream that we dealt with over the past couple days. Let's see what we got. I got some elevated. Yeah, it's about 550. It looks like on the solar wind stream right now, but no major storms heading this way, far as the space weather events go. All right, guys, have a good night. Missed out on the update last night here. Got kind of busy here with Missy Mimi's. Had a little party we had to go to, and man, just stayed a little bit longer than I wanted to, but it's all good. Got to get out once in a while and you know, hang out, I suppose. You know, no issues with that. Although I'm more of a guy that just likes to stay inside and behind my gate and just be happy, right? But yeah, once in a while. Maybe that's probably enough socializing for me for who knows what, probably the rest of the year. All right, guys, stay safe out there. Again, some activity definitely working its way around the South America region. Looks like we got a pretty good swarm out there off the coast of Mexico as well. That's an overall seismic signature there of some increasing pressure throughout the region. So just a heads up, stay safe out there. We will chat you guys a little bit later on. Peace out.